Hi, welcome to the first unboxing and quick analysis and also a quick demo flight of a new MJX project. This is the X904. It's nothing else than a micro quadcopter with a 3D capacity, so it means that you can fly inverted thanks to the 180 flips. Okay, so it's a basic micro, taking the shape more or less of the Epson X4, a little bit redesigned, and it comes with this one cellule LiPo. It's 380 milliamp hours, no discharge rate mentioned, with a micro LOD connector. In the packaging you can find this small USB charging cable, of course ending with the micro LOD, a bag with 4 spare props, 3D of course, and this tiny gamepad style, okay, very tiny I guess for a micro. It's the same that, for example, the X904, okay. So you will need the 3 AAA batteries to fit this transmitter, and the roll of each button are a little bit more tricky. So basically here is to select either 180 flips or 360, okay. So it depends what kind of flips you want, to fly inverted or to perform a full tour like normal flips, okay. So press on it, and to action a flips you have to hold the right shoulder pressed and indicate the direction you want to flips, okay. So it's like this, but it's working well, okay. And if you long press on the left shoulder button, you will enter into the headless mode. So when you after you briefly press on it, you will engage the return to home. To cancel it, either press again briefly the left shoulder button or move the forward backward direction. You will cancel the return to home. Okay, so good news also, this quadcopter is also using the classic MJX protocol in deviation things. You will need to add an RF24L01 RF chip to emulate the XN297 RF chip inside. You can of course perform the antenna mode to extend your default control range. I expected to have something between 20-30 meters out of the box. So with the antenna mode, just drill a small hole in the top of the canopy to install the antenna vertically. Okay, so I will first show you that it's possible to bind with the Devo controller, because it's better to have a real proof. Okay, so I will turn on the quadcopter, okay, and bind with my Devo controller. Okay, as you can see, it's working fine, no problem at all. So one word about the gyros calibration. If I'm not wrong, you have to push in lower inner, okay, I'm not completely sure, or in lower left or right position. Maybe I'm wrong, but one of the 3 should be okay. Okay, let's go for a flight. Okay, so I will turn on the quadcopter. No power switch, directly contact with the micro LOD connector. You have some free room eventually to welcome a longer LiPo batteries anyway. So I will turn on the transmitter. You have a small LEDs, red LEDs. To harm you have to push up and down. You have another beep, and it should be harm like this. So by default I will see if we are in 360 degrees flips or 180. So let's go. To change the speed mode you have to press on the left stick to beep, only to speed mode. So I will start in beginner mode. The prop guards can't be removed, so you have to handle with it. So here is the default speed of the beginner rate. Wow, the yaw is slow, and all the rates are slow. So nice to perform large banking, I guess. I don't feel a lot of power in the motors because first of all, with such kind of 3D props, you can have max possibility of thrust in both directions. So with such kind of choice, there is an indirect loss of power thrust with such kind of props. Let's engage the flips. So you have to long press. Okay, so by default you have 180 degrees of flips. Press again and you will return in normal situation. So now if I press the left shoulder button first, you have the rear LEDs, I guess, stop to blink, and now I should be in 360-degree type of flip. Yes, okay, so it's perfect well. Motors are 8mm by 16.5. It's not an unusual size for colorless brush motors. You have some flashing white LEDs on front. Maybe it's very useful to keep your orientation, but not really in strong lights like today. Okay, I'll engage now the more faster rate. Yes, it's not very powerful. Sometimes you go down, you don't have any thrust to regain some altitude. Okay, so I will retake off from here. I am in maximum speed. It's not a super fast quadcopter. It would have been great if the prop guard can be removed. Seems to be not the case. I like the rate, but this quadcopter like a little bit of power. Yes, the bump are not fantastic at all. So you have in inertia in the altitude control, so be aware. You have to anticipate well any fast slowdown, okay? I think that one thing to do if you are good flyers is probably to remove this prop guard, but as I say, there are built-in prop guards, so you will have to cut them definitively. So maybe you can save 3-4 grams like this. It's flying well, a little bit noisy. Oh yes, to regain altitude it's hard. Let's do some 3D. Okay, in 3D mode you have the blue LEDs turned on, and okay, so of course you have easy 3D control. I forget to say the more important, so you don't need to invert by yourself all the commands like a real 3D copter. For example, the X904, you have to reverse everything, so it's much more tricky. You have to reverse the throttle, you have to reverse aileron and elevator, so it's not for beginners. This one is an easy 3D, no problem at all. And look at that, I guess you can flips while moving forward. You just need to I start to lose altitude. I guess my battery start to die. The flying duration are not amazing. You have something like 4 minutes, if I'm not wrong. Well, my first verdict for this quadcopter is a nice flyer rate. Correct, not too fast, not too slow, especially for the yaw. Maybe the yaw is a little bit too slow for this time, but the flying duration are not amazing, and I guess it's lack of power thrust mainly. Motor are strong enough. I don't know if maybe it's a design, and I guess I feel that the motor can be hot, so be aware with such model about the motor duration. So if you are planning to buy such model, you should stock in advance at least one clockwise and one counterclockwise motors. Oh, one interesting important remark: motors are rotating in the non-conventional way. It means that the front left motor is counterclockwise, okay, and this one clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise is not usual, but like some absent product, it doesn't bring anything versus the other scheme, but it's just like this. So be aware when you buy motors to not be wrong with how to replace your spare motors. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, please sub it, and if you like my channel in general, please subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.